My name is James Williams Jr. I want to talk to you guys about something serious now. Violence. Alright? Throughout the world, there's been violence amongst people. Whether it be due to racial equality, racial injustice, racial anything, sexual injustice, sexual violence. Violence has been one of the key things that keeps the earth moving. Now, yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen some of my movies and you're thinking, well, hell, James, your kung fu movies are quite violent. Well, actually, they were meant to be a lot more violent. So if you think that I'm bullshitting you, let me bullshit you not. If I had everything I needed to make an excellent, great movie, not that my crew has ever let me down, but things that I don't have, I can make the awesomest, ultimate movie. So one, I don't have money. Two, I don't have a studio to edit, so I had to edit in this small space, and there's not enough space, and my camera's not up to date. It's not obsolete, but it's not up to date, and these are the ones I would prefer to use because they take these little tiny tapes. Let's see if I can open this damn thing. Well, I'm pretty sure my battery's working on the damn thing. Anyway, I can't eject the damn tape. Okay, so that being said, I cut the damn thing off? Okay, I think I fried my battery. That being said, we have to get our stuff together. I like making kung fu movies. And I set off on this adventure to make kung fu movies so that I could teach kung fu for free. I also set out on this adventure because, unfortunately, there's no one in Hollywood that looks like me. There's no one in Hollywood that's writing stories about people like me. There's no one who says, okay, let's let this guy have an Asian dad and a black mom. Let's let this guy have a black dad and an Asian mom. We're not having any of that. And we don't have any things about, because I'm partially Native American, let's let him have a Native American dad and an Asian mom. Let them do cross-nation movies. Wind River, True Heart. They did shit like that. That has something to do with the reservation and stuff. But they haven't made a movie that digs into the whole aspect of why is this person not living with these people that are his people, but he's living with these people that are his people. And most of my movies were set in the stage. I'll kid you not. My movies were set, my character was either going to be half Chinese and black or half Native American black. And I know you guys are thinking, but what about your white half, James? Well, here's the thing about that. Do I look white to you? No, I do not. Will I ever pass as a white man? No, I do not. So I have to go with what I know. Can I play a Samoan? Yes. Can I play a Mexican? Yes. Why can I play these characters? Because those are characters that people have literally mistaken my race for. The fact that I'm multicultural has only been an issue when it comes to applying for jobs. Because I put down black and they ask me if I'm sure. That being said, when it comes down to making my violent-ass kung fu movies, they really haven't reached the level of violence that I wanted them to reach. But violence on a serious note is something that we all need to check into. It's something that we need to think about. It's something that we need to explore. Why do we have violence in entertainment? Well, I'm pretty sure if you hear me say, I've come a long way to hand you these flowers, you're going to run out of the theater and demand your money back. But if you come to one of my movies and see me kicking somebody's ass, and they're matching me, fighting, kicking ass, and then I say, would you like these flowers? You're going to be even more pissed off. But if I go to the movie and I see that I'm doing that, and it's kung fu action, and there's a hot chick that I'm fighting to get her hand in marriage, and then I give her the flowers, they be like, ooh, that was pretty violent. Against a chick, to give her flowers. Y'all would call that bad comedy. But more importantly, it's a hot chick, which is a third resource that I've never been able to maintain and keep in my films. So we go on to casting. You tell a woman you're about to make a kung fu movie and she's down for a split second and then she's not. Which is why when you try to make kung fu movies, it is best that if there's a female involved that she is a martial artist so that, it'll keep her interest. And here's the other tip, make her the star. That way everybody will come and see the film. No one wants to see a half-breed, apparently, doing kung fu. But if it's a violent movie, 9 times out of 10, most of the violence in movies happen to make a statement of the beat-down hero makes the comeback, destroys the villain, lives happily ever after. And in real life, that shit don't always happen. In real life, violence is a very bad thing. There's violence against children every day, and no one broadcasts it. There's violence against people every day. You might not see it on mainstream media unless that person is big-time importance. Outside of that, violence in entertainment has been one of the leading blamers for some of the things that happen in society, which I like to call bullshit on. You cannot hold a violent video game or a violent movie or violent talking, which is what I do often. I swear a lot. The fact that I was in the military, you can't hold any of that shit against my actions because they're mine. I chose to make those actions. The fact that I was in the military, the fact that I was a martial artist has nothing to do with the fact if I chose to go out and do something incredibly stupid. But I'm pretty sure there would be a reason for me to actually go out and do something pretty stupid. But I would have to take responsibility for that. I couldn't say, oh, I played too much GTA. I played too much Mass Effect Online. I played too much stuff. I watched too much Dragon Ball Z. My mind is warped and my parents never taught me right from wrong. Well, back when I was growing up, after your cartoons went off, two things better than should have been done. Your homework and everything that you needed to do around the house. Hell, I had to do that shit while I watched cartoons. You know how hard it is to watch Voltron and sweep a broom? It's not very fun. Watching Silverhawks, but my homework and shit got done. We love to blame cartoons, video games, people, news for the actions of others when they're violent. So if I made a very seriously violent movie that was mega gross with Chinese legends and Japanese legends and all kinds of other stuff, the first thing you guys would say is, okay, he reads too many violent books. Okay, he does a lot of violent actions at home. Doing the dragon, he's doing the tiger, he's doing the snake, he's doing the crane, he's doing the mantis. And the first thing they'll say is, oh, Kung Fu incites violence. Wrong. Kung Fu has never incited violence. Kung Fu, martial arts in general, have been used for self-defense purposes until it came to America and became a sport. Otherwise, it was never really used for anything outside of defending your home, your castle, your kingdom, your emperor, stuff like that. However, violence has and probably will always exist since the dawn of time and probably to the end of time. Because time is the one thing that we all run out of, but time never runs out of time. I know you guys are thinking, damn, James, that was a nice piece of deep philosophy there. No, that was just a fact. The only thing that runs out of time is the things that are alive. Time is an inanimated object, so therefore it can never run out completely because it's time. Time is forever. Now, there are no such things that I know of as immortals, and if they're out there, I don't want to meet you. Because I don't want you cutting off my head and having lightning fly through your body like the quickening to say that, hey, you're telling too much of our secrets. So let's get on some more violence really quickly so I can end this video. For all of you people, there are ratings in video games. So before you buy your child the video game, you talk to the guy at the counter. How violent is this game? Is this game appropriate for children? These are questions that you're supposed to ask before you give them to your children. Now, I brought this up for a reason. Because the Naked Killer supposedly was psycho. The FBI had him for stealing a car and they let him go. They took his guns. They gave him to his father. His father gave him back the guns. It's probably his father's going to get charged for doing something exceptionally stupid, like giving back a lunatic his guns. I have a bow and arrow. But I'm not going to go around shooting people with my bow and arrow because I've had a bad day. Am I a violent man? Hell yeah. But I'm honest about it. I also don't have my violence misdirected at people who have done nothing to me. You know, hell, I don't direct my violence at the people that do things to me because there's one thing that I know. There's one thing that I love more than life itself, more than making Kung Fu movies, is this itty-bitty thing that I'm going to end this with, that I love, that you love, and that we all enjoy because we in America have this one thing that most people in most countries don't have. We have minimum freedom. Minimum freedom. Suppose you guys want to know what that is. Alright, so here's minimum freedom for you, and then this video is over. Minimum freedom. Because see, freedom comes with a cost. And most of the people in the world who serve this country is paying for your freedom. So they should be treated very well. Yippee-ki-yay on that. But here's your minimum freedom. As long as you don't break your 5 amendments, it's more than 5, but the 5 main amendments, if you don't break them, your violations or whatever have not been destroyed or whatever, you have minimum freedom. As long as you don't break the laws in general, you can do whatever you want in this country as long as it's legal and binding and not some idiotic shit like going around committing mass murder and shit like that, because you don't have the right to take a life. You don't have a right to steal or rob people who work hard for their shit. So we have minimum freedom, which beats what most countries have, which is lucrative freedom. Lucrative freedom. You have the right to live your life, but you have curfews, you have a set wage that you have to live off of depending on where you live, depending on your country. And most countries that I'm talking about generally affect most Asians or poor populations like in India and Iraq and Iran and stuff like that, which are war-torn countries. Now, why did I say they have lucrative freedoms? Okay, well, not lucrative as in cash, but they are minimum to what they are allowed to do. Well, that's like North Korea. Self-explanatory. South Korea has more freedoms than North Korea. They have a fairly decent government. Most people, for the most part, are living not so much in poverty, but not so much out of poverty. There's like that world checks and balance, you know. And it's the same thing in some parts of China, some parts of Japan, lots of parts of America. Because America, we still have poverty. But we have minimum freedom. And the reason why I say that, because most of the time in America, you can get grants to go to college. I'm working on that. You can get almost anything you want here, which is why people flock here. And then we get mad because it's working better for them than it is for us. Again, minimum freedom. There's no such thing as total freedom. Total freedom, you want total freedom? Here's how you get total freedom. You find an uncharted island, and you build a community there. I'm sure it'll probably only be a community of one, because you'll still have to have laws, orders, checks, and balances. And no one wants to go in a place where it's completely archaic, because you may not survive when you get there. Someone might kill you on the spot. Minimum freedom is something that you don't take seriously until you don't have it anymore. People have always asked me, so James, why didn't you go down this path? Why didn't you not become gangster like all the other people that you've known? Well, there's a simple answer for that. I love my minimum freedom. And all of the other people I know that have gone gangster or become thugs and shit like that, how many times you want to go to jail? How many times you want somebody to wash your ass with a water hose? How many times you want to eat a fucking bologna sandwich because that's what they feed you and you're going to eat it or you're going to starve? Plus, you have to pay for that. Out here, with minimum freedom, I can go to the store whenever I get hungry. If I have money, I can buy food. If I only have money for a snack, I'll buy that. I'll make that snack last for 2 or 3 goddamn days, but I'll have it. In jail, you don't get that option. Minimum freedom is very important. You think you have maximum freedom, but you don't. Because maximum freedom means you're free to do whatever the hell you want. That would mean no laws, no checks and balances. We don't have that. We have minimum freedom. And minimum freedom and lucrative freedom beats no goddamn freedom. Keep that in mind. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Company Habit number 2. BC and you.